This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Well, we're going to call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Thanks everybody for being here. If you would please stand and remain standing. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Caldwell, would you please, in case you wish, please.
Thank you, dear Lord, for bringing you tonight. Father, come tonight, bless all that is done here, bless all the people that are here. May everyone be able to be at home safe and sound. In Jesus' holy and precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
We'll have just a moment of silence for our neighbors who passed away. All right, thanks so much. Everybody have a seat. Thank you everybody for being here. I want to have everybody please check your cell phones, make sure you got your ringers off. At this time, I'll ask anybody on the board if they have a conflict of interest with anything that is on the agenda for tonight. And with that, Mr. Walker, Charles not here enough. Yeah, I don't know if he's
I sent him a text,
Okay, did he answer back?
6 minutes out.
Okay, so he'll be late. We'll go ahead. All right, so next up is the adoption of the agenda as it is.
Motion to adopt agenda.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Next up is public comment. I don't think we had anybody signed up for just a regular public comment, did we? Anything online? All right, moving right along. Next up is the planning board report. It's great. Well, Jerry, okay.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
Let's see here. What we, basically it was a request to, rezoning request by McLean Holding, for 110 Manatee Street and 113 Bahia, rezoning request that the 0.618 of an acre total of these two lots, these two tracts, is currently rezoned R13, and the property owners requested it be rezoned to B20. At our suggestion, these recombine these two tracts from the former 0.309 acre tracts to make it, again, combine them together, so that way they totaled the adequate lot size for rezoning it to commercial. To rezone it to R13, or from R2R to B20. Sorry, I'm all tongue-tied today. The south and east and west is zoned R13. The subject property, as well as the lots to the south and west, are owned by McLean Holdings as well. The applicant plans to use the property as an office building similar to B20 properties in the vicinity, basically the neighboring properties. When considering rezoning amendments and changes, the planning board is to advise and comment on whether the property, basically actions, whether it fits or not to adjacent properties whatsoever. And we all voted, unanimously voted, that it does. The commissioners found that and determined that this request is consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the town of Cape Carteret and CAMA land use plans. It's in alignment with the acreage requirements. And the adjacent B20 lots are under the same ownership right around there as well. So it is, consistent with everything and reasonable in the public's interest. We've determined that it was, basically. So now it's, up to y'all, of course, to make the true determination there, but it does meet the requirements that, one lot alone obviously wouldn't, but by combining it together, it met the requirements and everything around it was zoned, B20. So kind of what we had to, any questions?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next up is the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt consent.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? And next is the rezoning request for 110 Manatee Street and 113 Amelia Street. We have a public hearing scheduled for this as well, so if you just give us an overview, then we'll go into the public hearing.
Yes, sir, I'd be glad to. At the June meeting of the planning commission, this first came up because it was simply a rezoning request for 110 Manatee Street. It came to light that just that single property was not large enough. It did not meet the minimum lot standards for that. So the applicant came in and met with us and subsequently recombined that with 113 Amelia Street. So both properties totaling 0.618 acres. At the July meeting, the planning commission considered this again and made a unanimous recommendation for approval and adopted the consistency statement. That's what Commissioner Granger, Commissioner Granger participated. Be glad to answer any questions you have.
Okay, all right, we do have 3 people who have signed up to speak, so we'll entertain a motion to go into the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? All right, we are now at a regular session and in public hearing. So first up, we have a Trina Wood, Robert. Well, would you step up to the podium?
Appreciate y'all having us. We are,
State your name and your address, please.
second,
Your name. and your
Steve
address.
Robert Wood.
Okay. your
Trina Wood.
address. Just for the record.
203 Dolphin Street.
All right, thank you.
We are against this proposal. We're concerned if, has this body done a traffic analysis as to far as what traffic increase is going to be on these roads. If it's zoned commercial, we're going to have 80,000-pound trucks coming in and out of here, tearing these roads up. And who's going to pay for that? How are we as a community going to flip the bill for the improvements and the damages that's going to be done on these highways or these roads out here?
And two, aren't they going to rework or widen 5824 at the intersection out here? And how is that going to affect Bonita and all that? Is it a road going to come from Bonita up to these business?
We don't have any control over that. That's all state DOT stuff. Am I accurate in saying that, Gene?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
But I would request some kind of a study, traffic flow, traffic analysis, studied on the streets to see what their weight capacities are, and the traffic, car capacity numbers, before we proceed with this. And I thank you.
Thank you, guys. Next up is Dana Lutheran.
Good evening. My name is Dana Lutheran. I live at 101 Loma Linda Drive. I believe I am going to be one of the most affected if this were to go and be approved. At this present time, every single day, I see numerous people walking their dogs, riding their bikes, golf carts, kids, all through our neighborhood. And it's a safe place to do that because we don't have a lot of traffic. Manatee is probably one of the worst roads because of the boat ramp. People fly down the road, boats with trailers don't stop. Even people that don't have trailers don't stop. We're not used to the four-way stops yet, I guess. But it's a huge issue. I mean, the traffic, I would agree with the previous speaker that a traffic analysis needs to be undertaken. I would also like to see some sort of plan as to what they are anticipating to put on the property. And another fear that I have is that they can get this rezoned to B20 today, in 4 years tear that building down and put up a hotel or a motel or a restaurant or some other business that we would absolutely object to. So I believe that it's important that the town and this board table this until we get more information on what exactly is going to happen. A traffic analysis is undertaken and further research is done into the problem that we see is going to occur if you were to pass this zoning. Thank you.
Thank you. And next is Mrs. Holtz. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. Paxson Holtz, 106 Manatee Drive. I'd like to address a couple of the concerns that my good neighbors have spoken of. As far as 80,000-pound trucks coming in and out of Manatee, I would say that if this property is rezoned for the purpose stated and the sign that's up, office for rent, there will be no traffic going further than that office. Period. There's no need for anybody to go further down Manatee. And nothing can come through from Highway 58 through Bonita because 58 is controlled access. It was built with federal money and the fence is there for a reason. The State Department of Transportation has recently replaced the fence on the northern segment of 58 from the intersection past McDaddy's. And nobody can get through that fence, period. You can't put a driveway through it. You can't put traffic through it. And I'm glad they replaced the fence because it was very unsightly. Now, as far as a hotel or a restaurant, folks, we don't have septic. We don't have sewer. We're all on septic. There is absolutely no possibility of a hotel or a restaurant being approved by the health department with a septic system on less than even 1 acre. It's only slightly over a ½ acre. And with the sign up office for rent, that clearly demonstrates the purpose for which it is intended. Now, I own the property at 106 Manatee. My office building used to sit where McDonald's is. After my father died, we were forced to sell the corner to pay estate taxes and move that little office to what we called the backyard. And that's where it is now, 106 Manatee. My brother put in an office next door, and it's just been wonderful having him so close where I could go and consult and so forth. And that is his stated purpose for the use of the property if it is rezoned. It can never be a restaurant or a hotel, given the situation of no sewer and limited septic ability. Plus, it would have to come before this board or another for approval, and that would never happen, never happen. So I hope that in this short way that I've allayed some of the fears stated, but as a neighbor and as the property owner across Manatee, my residential property extends from the town park to the first house, residential. I'm in favor of this rezoning. It won't hurt me a bit. I won't have barking dogs like I have from my residential neighbors now every day. There won't be traffic at night. It'll be an office. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and the board, we did have one email. I think the board, just want to make sure everybody, the board got the email today from the gentleman. Okay, all righty. And there's nobody else that was signed up to speak, so I'll entertain a motion to go out of public hearing and back into regular session. Well, we're not here to do rebuttals. I mean, you had everybody's had their 3 minutes. You know, we're getting discussions. We'll be here all night. But anyway, we're back to the board.
Make a motion to come out of public hearing.
Okay, second. John, all in favor? All right, we're now back in regular session. Any questions for Gene?
Is this rezoning conform with our land use plan, Gene, that's currently in place?
The planning commission reviewed it and stated that it did in their statement of plan consistency.
All right.
Mayor, I'd like to say a couple of things here.
Okay.
Historically, I've always, and I think this board knows, been against rezoning any residential property. And I've exhibited that through my votes. But in this case here, I think Ms. Holtz explained perfectly what the intentions were for Mr. McLean's retail office, which in my mind is probably the lowest impact commercial property that you can have. So I'm inclined to vote yes on this rezoning, which will probably be the first time I've ever done that. But I can think of a lot of other things that would be worse than a small retail office building, which we desperately need more of those in town. So I just want to make that comment.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to support as well. I remember when I first got involved with this board, or even the planning board, Mr. McLean was talking about moving his office over there, and he had even expressed one day he might want to put another business there as well. And I think, you talk about that residential lot, that boundary with, residents. We even, when we were working on the CAMA use plan, had focused some attention on making sure that would fit the CAMA land use plan. So this has kind of, I think, been, kind of at the forefront for a while. And I agree. I think, Mrs. Holtz, I think you kind of addressed the things. I mean, you're right. As far as the traffic, it keeps everything in the business zone. 58, I agree with you, is a controlled access. I don't really think Highway 58 is really going to be at play with any of this. But I do agree there's a lot we don't know with Highway 58, but it's probably not going to factor into Bonita. And like you said, which is I think the most important part, there's just no sewer. We're talking 6/10 of an acre. There's not a lot you can do with 6/10 of an acre. So I think I'm inclined to support this as well.
Want to say anything? Um,
We need all the office space we can get.
Right. I think it's a good balance. I think it's a responsible balance, and having the buffer between the homes there, those vacant lots, I think it's just a good balance for our growth. So, and I don't think we're compromising the character of our town by doing this. So,
I agree. I agree.
so I'd like to make a motion to approve the rezoning request.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor? Okay. And next is a statement of plan consistency and reasonableness. Gene?
Sir, so, I'll read what the planning commission passed on to y'all for your consideration. Planning commission finds and determines that this request is consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the town of Cape Carter Comprehensive County Land Use Plan because it aligns with acreage requirements and the adjacent between lots are under the same ownership and are vacant. It is reasonable in the public interest because there's a demand for it.
Okay. Yeah, and a motion to adopt the
I'll make that motion.
statement of plan.
I'll make that motion to adopt that statement plan.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor? All right. Still getting used to that part of it. Okay. Next up is the approval of financing with First Bank for purchase of the Bay Shore boat ramp. We also have a public hearing with that. So Gene, if you do the same, just give us an overview and then we'll go into the public hearing.
Yes, sir. The last several months, as you know, and we've talked about several times here, even last month, we had made an offer to purchase the boat ramp at the end of Bayshore Drive. And y'all had instructed me to go out and look for financing, which we did. We received 3 proposals. On July 1st, we received the approval of the North Carolina Local Government Commission to go out and borrow this money. So the loan would be in the amount of $850,000. The rate is 3.980%, and this would be a 10-year term for this. So it's level principal. If you'll see, and all this information is in your packet, but if you'll see level principal, the principal stays the same and the interest declines over the course of the loan. I'll be glad to answer any questions you have about it.
All right. So we have to do a public hearing on this as well. So entertain a motion to come out of regular session into the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All righty. All in favor? All righty. We're out of regular session into the public hearing. Did nobody signed up to speak on this? Do we have anybody online as well? Okay. With that, I'll entertain a motion to come out of public hearing and back into regular session.
I'll make that motion as well.
Okay.
Second.
All right. All in favor? All right. We're back in regular session. Any questions for Gene?
When would our payments start?
So our payments would start July of next year.
If interest rates go down, will we be able to negotiate go lower?
I don't know whether we'd be able to refinance or not, but that we'd certainly try.
Save
So,
money?
yes, sir.
Also,
There's no payment penalties.
can we, if we get some extra money, one of our tight budgets, we can put it towards principal?
Sure.
Yep. there's-
Okay.
I just want to say how happy I am that we're at this point. Gene, I really appreciate all your work you put into this. I'm sure Brett, you've had a hand in it as well. But this is big. This is big. I think this is great.
I'd like to make a comment too, Mayor. Echo what Commissioner Watts said. This is huge for our town. This is something that I've certainly been thinking about for the 8 years I've been up here, but never thought it would come fruition, but we're going to potentially lose the Manatee ramp in 2031 when the lease is over. It's a huge revenue generator for the town. Prevents your property taxes from an astronomical tax increase. So we're a waterfront town, and water access is very important to about everyone you talk to in the town. And I think it's just great for the town, and not only from that aspect, but the future revenue generated through user fees helps offset potential tax increases. So I can't say enough good about it. It's something that's been long overdue, and I hope future boards will, once we get through the shock of this purchase here, I think I'd like to see the future boards, the younger people coming along to try to obtain the Manatee boat ramp property also. I think it adds to your property values. I know for a fact it does. So having 2 boat ramps, probably unheard of in the state of North Carolina and eastern North Carolina, but Cape Carteret's a special place. So I'm really all for it, looking forward to it.
And having 2 for the time being helps with the traffic, distribute the traffic maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, there's a lot of ifs and ands, but the main thing is we've negotiated the contract. And Gene, I'm a 3.9% interest, unheard of. Good job. I'd like to make a motion to move forward with the obtaining the loan for the Bayshore program.
I'll second the motion.
All right. So a motion and a second. Do we have any more discussion? If not, then all in favor? Okay. Next up is town manager report. Gene, tell us all about it.
Yes, sir. I'll be brief. So first is a quick update on Fall Fest. That's coming up on October 25th. We're really excited about it. The town hall staff has been working very hard on it. So right now we have 50 vendors, which is capped at 50 vendors. Have 4 on the waiting list. So vendor-wise, craft vendors were full. Have 13 food trucks so far that have committed and have collected $6,500 in sponsorships. Something that we're doing that's fun and additional to that this year is a fun run in coordination with that, with the trail being complete, the loop around Taylor Nation Road and 58. We're going to plan a fun run. It's going to be a low-cost event and just a fun thing the morning of the 25th. So wanted to, and you'll hear more about this as we get a little bit closer. So we'll as we put the rest of the pieces of that together. So the second thing I want to mention is the town commissioner support for flounder and red snapper season. This has been really important, as a lot of y'all kept up with this past year. The legislature considered House Bill 442, which supported a recreational season for both flounder and red snapper. There towards the end, there was a shrimp trawl ban that was added to that, and ultimately 442 failed. The commissioners asked that I send that to all the legislators, so all of your House and Senate members are in receipt of that resolution that y'all adopted last month. Want to give a quick shout out to Ryan Hutchinson. He's got a new member in the family. So
Congratulations, Ryan.
Congratulations.
He and his wife Taylor introduced their second child, Parker Charles Hutchinson, on July 22nd. And I think everybody's home and doing good. So. Mention real quick we're bulk item collection. We have that coming up September 6th. So that is a one-day event. So that's residential appliances, old furniture, lawn furniture, large boxes, other residential items. So that's coming up September 6th, and you'll hear more about that as it gets closer. He's not here tonight, unfortunately. He had to work his real job, but want to welcome Mikey Tata. Mikey is our new intern. He's a senior at UNC Charlotte and has been with us for about a week and is doing a great job and has added a lot of value here in Town Hall. So we're glad Mikey's here with us. Ms. Holtz mentioned the fence on 58. So I had probably 3 weeks ago reached out to DOT about the condition of the fence as we were looking at the trail and how we were maintaining our trail and keeping that up. Ryan and I noticed how bad that section of fence was along 58. And, they've come and replaced the fence, so that looks a lot better. It's kind of a gateway into our town. Lastly, I'll mention DOT is in the process of conducting a signalization study. We've noticed some irregularities with the lights out here on 58 and some of the timing. Come to find out, all of the speed limits they had programmed in weren't correct. So everybody has the correct speed limits now. They'll program into that, and hopefully that signalization study will help us move traffically efficiently through the town. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Got one thing, Gene. When are we gonna do the dedication for the trail? And has anybody signed up to become a member of the board for Man of the Year?
So you want to address that, Commissioner Martin?
What'd you say?
Man of the Year and dedication of the trail.
That's still in the works.
Okay.
We haven't got the,
I mean, it is August.
Mhm.
well, maybe you
No
want,
fishing,
maybe you
no
want to call
fishing.
Miss Fowler. So,
Any more questions for Gene? If not, then we'll start down here with Commissioner Martin for commissioner reports.
yeah, I want to thank the town staff for their hard work on the fall festival. I remember probably 7 years ago, the former mayor was in here, the late mayor, Dave Fowler, and I mentioned having a fall festival. The town at that time did absolutely nothing. Nothing. He laughed and he said, well, Commissioner Martin, since you would like the fall festival, why don't you just head up the committee? So I thought it would fail, but it's still going on today. Thanks to the staff, especially Heather here, for all the years that she's been dedicated to the fall festival. It's a good event, family event. I want to thank her and the rest of the staff for keeping it going. And I want to put the people's minds at rest that came up here and spoke about this rezoning. The rezoning residential property is probably the hardest thing as a commissioner you could do. I mean, it really is. But this, as I said earlier, this will probably be the lowest impact of any commercial property you'll ever see, even more than a residential house sitting there. I mean, the business hours will probably be from 9 to 5. They're gone. They're not there all night. So I think Miss Holt once again did an excellent job explaining what her brother's intentions are. So that's all I got to say. Thank you, Mayor.
Charlie? Good.
Ryan, congratulations. There's a big difference between 1 and 2, and that's all I'm going to say. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. This is your town, and I know this is the mayor's speech usually, but I want to see every meeting. We want to know. If you don't tell us what's on your mind, we can't do anything. Been here 40 years. I've seen a lot of change. And what's coming our way, I've been crying wolf for 20 years. It's here, and we're going to have to deal with it. So we're going to try and keep our town small and quaint as best we can with water access. Because number one feature for our town is water accessibility. Been in contact with Ms. Jean about soil retention on your property during the construction of your house so that we don't compromise our water quality. How many people have seen the picture of the sturgeon swimming in town? Y'all know what a sturgeon is? An endangered species. How about that? Swimming in the town of Cape Carteret. We have endangered species swimming in our waters, and they should be protected. And hopefully in years to come, we'll have more sturgeons in our town waters. Thank you, Gene, for all you do. And that's all I got to say.
All right, well, kind of what everyone else is saying. I'm glad you guys came out tonight. Um, I like to see you guys getting involved and keeping up with what's going on here in Cape Carteret. Because, a lot of times we'll come in here, there'll be a few people, so I like it when it's full. And for Ryan, congratulations. So we are expecting a full report on your sleep sometime in 2027, like you're getting a good night's sleep around it. And the planning board, thanks for helping us keep our town looking good and growing in a smart direction. I think they might have left. They scooted out on us here. And as far as the fall festival, you didn't mention the costumes.
Did not.
But on the trail, we're going to do something a little fun. And so if you haven't ordered your costumes, I'd say go ahead and start ordering them. The more ridiculous the costumes, the better. I've already ordered mine this weekend. So.
Oh, help.
It's going to be fun. So, but we need volunteers and sponsors. So just call Town Hall and they can find you something to do.
I've been known to do stuff.
But thanks. I appreciate it. That's all for me.
So going last is no fun, but I have nothing. They took all my.
You got to bring your
my
kids to
thoughts.
their costumes.
Yeah,
Order
yeah.
it.
Ryan, congratulations.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Can we bring animals?
It would
to
just
the
echo
sunrise?
every other
I
person.
think you should.
The animals, you can bring them too.
There you go.
Least.
Well, like I
Costume.
say, every meeting, thank
A
you guys for
costume
being
for
here.
your dog too.
And it's always great to see people get involved. Is anybody that's running for office here? Anybody?
Hey, I'm Eric Nathaniel.
How you doing, Eric?
I've grown up here, been raised here, see a lot of change, see a lot of this rezoning. I don't appreciate it, I don't like it, I don't think a lot of it makes sense. So I figured instead of complaining in my kitchen with all my friends and family, I'd come and try to put some work in. So it's good to meet you guys.
Well, we're going to have 2 seats that'll be empty for sure next year, but it's sort of just, thank you for being here. Just sort of disappointing nobody else showed up that's running this, because it's very important to come and see what's going on and how decisions are being made. And no decisions made here are done lightly. I can guarantee you that, because there's a lot of thought that goes into every aspect of what happens in this town, because we live here. This is our town as well, so it affects us as much as it affects you. So no decisions here are made lightly, and they're all made with the most thoughtfulness for what is for the best for everybody and for the entire town. I hope that's all I can do is hope you realize that. You keep coming and you will realize more of that. And we have some of the best staff on the East Coast. I just want to give a shout out to all our staff here, just amazing people. Ryan, the guy's been working really busy, getting all the brush up, looking great. And other than that, I'll just entertain a motion to adjourn. All right, second?
Second.
All right, and all in favor? Thank y'all. Thank you, everybody, for being here once again. Hope y'all have a great evening.